1 player is going to be dropping down to the map, and I can't call who's going to win this one. I didn't see any banana peels, but remember, you can purchase every single skin that you see on your screen right now for that all-in-one pack, $249.99.
Yep, and that's also going to get you that bonus item, the H1 PL Off-Roader. Currently my favorite vehicle skin in the game, so that's definitely a nice little bonus. And you'll get all of the great skins that you see the team rocking in-game. Every single match, you'll get those jerseys and those parachutes.
And remember, if you don't got the coin, you can buy them individually. If you don't got the coin for that either, a little bit later on tonight, we are going to give you an additional code for absolutely free $99. You can enter that into your H1Z1 client. It's only going to be good for 20 minutes, so stay tuned for that. And also stay tuned for all the action we're about to see. Players first need to get all suited up, need to get everything that they need for the fights that are going to happen coming out of this round. And this is basically the same safe zone that we saw.
It definitely is. It's going to be a similar play to the last match that we saw. One of the other things, though, to talk about, they all need this gear to get ready and get going. But the other thing that they can't do without, Republic of Gamers coming through with those as our official hardware sponsor, providing us with all of these amazing rigs that they're playing on. So another big shout out to Republic of Gamers for keeping us up to date and able to run this game smooth.
Hey, if we're thanking people right now, I also want to give a major shout out to Bananas, Potassium, just fueling these players to be legends, and also my mom. Thank you, Mom.
So, Mom and Craft Services.
Both very crucial things to the life of a caster, not gonna lie here, but based off of seeing the same safe zone, we always talk about how important consistency really is. There are so many factors, right? Where you actually drop down, how the safe zone actually starts, how you rotate to that safe zone, which teams you encounter first, but seeing the same safe zone, do we expect to see the same teams thrive?
I wouldn't say that we're going to see the same teams thrive. Typically, gun battles don't go the same way every time. The other thing that's to notice is it is a little bit farther north. I don't expect it to pull to the same exact location for the end, which is really what determines how well these guys are going to do.
This is just a taste of what we're actually going to see from that ring. That is a very important thing to know. It could pull any which way once we actually do get there, but the initial start looking a little bit similar. We are going to see Clem right now taking a peek at that Magnum, going to pick it up. This is going to be a very, very important weapon for taking away from the resources of the other team. Now, we haven't talked about that resource battle very much. We saw it come into effect with that similar safe zone in the first round of the night. How important do you think those Magnums are going to be to actually chew up vehicles?
Magnums are very important. It's something that we typically see, like we said, we don't see it too often inside of the public matches unless you have one of these teams or a team that is on that level doing it. You don't typically see that play. They tend to be more just straight up gun battles, a little bit faster rush down shotgun plays. Here though, Magnums are huge. These guys want to eliminate every single vehicle possible from opposing teams, so every single team is going to have at least one Magnum player.
I mean, hey, look, it's so different in a pub. It's so different when you guys drop in to actually play H1Z1 yourself sometimes, because you're not just against the 74 other best players in the world. So getting those sure bits of damage into your opponent, taking away from their resources, having that fight, and you can actually see right now Hurrah and Liam going to try to bully Set to Destroy X off, and they cannot do it. Set to Destroy X going to try to get those resources in their pocket. It looks like Cloud9, though, going to be crashing on over. It's not very often that we actually get to see the fights that go off around this airdrop either. Set to Destroy X, though, just staking this out at their own. We're going to see that smoke go down. This is a very common play to shroud yourself into that darkness, be able to pick up all of that loot as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and open it. It sets off the flare. All the players on the map that are looking that direction now know that they went in and got into the airdrop. It's been opened. Benny Boy going to go in there, and looked like he tried to grab something. They backed off of it really quick, and it looked like they left it open for somebody else to grab, but well, I didn't see him come out with an armor. I didn't see him come out with a hunting rifle, so Benny may have decided not to pick up whatever was in there.
I think we saw two dance in and out, so it did look like they were dropping stuff on the ground. They also do have a vehicle, so they can pack out that trunk, but just Set to Destroy X, let's be honest, they were absolute bullies around that drop. They are going to get that loot as well without too much of a problem there. But I want to go back to what we were talking about before we actually did see that loot get picked up. The thing is when you're playing against the other players that are the best players in the world who have the best shots, it truly does sometimes when you go for a breaching blade turn into a 50-50 because both of those players are going to be so good with the shotgun. When you have these long range fights, all of a sudden it becomes the same thing. Players know how to navigate around it. Now we're going to have this fight right now here with Set to Destroy X. Doug is raw, getting tagged up in that vehicle, wants to make sure he leaves that healthy because that is the thing that players like to do. They go for the sure impact, and a lot of the time it is just to eat that vehicle and say, hey, look, you're going to lose that thing that you were using to actually carry. Everything that you got from that airdrop, you're going to be able to rotate slower, just everything. And then every now and then you just get the icing on the cake and you get an explosion right on the dude.
Yeah, the explosions, I mean, we saw those go off in round 1 or round 2 of week 8. I know you were all hyped about it. We had like 3 car explosion eliminations that week. So the explosions and maintaining your vehicle is definitely something that you want to keep alive, and those magnums come into play, and that's basically what sets those cars up for those quick explosions.
We have seen explosions become progressively more devastating throughout the league. It's actually been something to note. But another thing that we are going to see here right now, and this is just we're going to get to look into the future again. 15 teams up, 75 players up, ring going to be getting tighter. I can see the future one more time. People are going to start getting hurt real bad.
I mean, I need you to start predicting other things for me. Can we go hit like the sports book or something?
Honestly, I just saw that my flight's delayed. I'm going to go see if I can see the future on that blackjack table. Coming right after this.
There's the play. All right. Vitality, a team that needs to show up pretty big here. We're going to hop on board with Howie. They unfortunately were the first team eliminated in the last round that we just watched before the break. Definitely want to show up a little bit bigger here. They're not taking that same location that we saw, and I think the players are expecting it not to go to the same spot. Gas is currently spreading. We should be getting that second circle fairly soon, and then we'll see a little bit better into the future of where this is actually going to go down at, and see if your prediction of the banana can come through twice in a row.
I only called it one time, but we will have to see how powerful that potassium truly is.
So you telling me the potassium's not strong enough to carry for an entire night?
Hey, they used that potassium tank pretty hard in that last one. TSM, of course, being that leading squad in the first game. You can see that entire caravan, dude, absolutely smoking at that point. Not exactly what you want to be doing before the second ring comes in. That can be a little bit scary. Keep that in mind. And this is why we talk about the Magnum, once again, kind of the theme of the more you know as we're casting this early part of this first ring.
So, Carta, we're on board with Carta, so I want to talk about this for a second, because Carta was the man with the banana. Now, Carta did not go off last game. I'm not sure that Carta got an elimination last game. Going into those final 3 people, I think he was still at 0. He may have had some assists. Did he hand off all the potassium? He should have been the one going off, right?
We got to stop with the banana thing before they fire us, man. We got 1 week left. We want to stay gainfully employed.
All right. Well, we're back on board with TSM. TSM being that team that just took down the last match, and we're seeing them start to rotate. Looks like they've got themselves a good amount of vehicles. A couple of those vehicles, though, are smoking pretty bad. Almost all the vehicles are smoking bad, so they're getting torn into a little bit. They're probably going to want to find some hard cover here pretty quick. Using caster vision where we see through things and see the future. This circle is starting to close, and we're just about into circle number 2. Should announce here in just a moment. And it is going to go off, and it's basically going to center upon itself. So it's actually northwest of the safe zone that we saw for last round. This is going to be up closer to Harris Bluffs. There's going to be a couple POIs in there, but a little bit more open field. So it's not going to be closed off quite as much as it was last round.
So that's going to change quite a lot. The other thing that you need to note, pretty much everybody already has staked out their territory there, except for Noble and Impact Gaming. And both of them are very close to each other, and this rotation could actually be a fight before they even do get to safety, Jason.
It could definitely be a fight, and I think that we're going to see quite a few fights as these teams try to rotate through this open area. There's a lot of open field. There's a lot of good ridges with the teams that get there early and can get set up. They're going to be able to put a lot of hurt on people trying to make the rotation into the circle later.
I know you like to call them fingers a lot. Oh, that's going to be the first kill coming in right here. And you can see it was Chipsy assisted by Yogi. And look who's gets taken out first. One of the most aggressive players that we've seen. Benny Boy from Set to Destroy X. Usually he's one of the people that you expect to get the first kill. Already Set to Destroy X. Off to a horrible start, not only in the day, but in the second round. This is the team that has held the throne all the way since week number 3, all the way into week number 9. Could they fall here? Let's take a look at the kill, Jason. I want to see what your expert eyes catch.
All right, we're going to be on board here with Chipsy, and he is looking up. It looks like they've just rolled in, hopped out, and he is just going to get lasered down there at the end by Chipsy. Yogi going to get one shot into him. Chipsy, though, able to catch him from the side by surprise, get some quick shots into him, gets him eliminated, and now set to destroy. Is still in an engagement here as we see Ana take one to the body armor. He's going to go ahead and get that absorbed, luckily, by having that armor on. They are going to decide to go ahead and rotate out of here. Prod, definitely the one you don't want to go down. That is your shot caller. He's currently hurting below 50%, trying to get out of there and get healed up. LG now also starting to back down from that, but Tempo Storm out there in the wing throwing some shots Chipsy's way, and it looks like Chipsy may want a piece of it.
Easy opening coming in here from them. Chipsy, though, going to be able to turn around that pressure, wants to be close, and you can see vehicles definitely taking quite a bit of wear and tear already in this portion of the round. Chipsy going to rotate back just a little bit, doesn't want to take a reckless fight. Now, as you can see, a lot of ridges. Jason, I know you like to call them kind of fingers, and these are these places where you can hang out, get that favorable positioning. Do you expect a lot of these fights to be finger fights, if you would, where people are going to try to be taking favorable positioning in these ridges? Is this most of the cover that we're going to see?
That's a lot of the cover that we're going to see here. There is a little bit of other cover options. Currently, Harris Bluffs is still within the safe zone, so Bay Alliance is up there, usually in that side of the map. They're going to be safe if they want to wait a little bit before they get into engagements. Then there's another residential just south of Harris Bluffs that people can go ahead and hide out in as well. So there's a few small POIs, and then we also have the Carnival, which Tempo Storm, we just saw them shooting at Luminosity. They're currently holding that down, but that is now coming out of the safe zone. We're going to lose Harris Bluffs. We're also going to lose the majority of the Ferris wheel or the Carnival where Tempo Storm's at. So this is all going to start pulling towards that center residential, or H-Res is what people refer to it as. And it looks like Cloud9 is rotating down to try to be the first team into that residential and get set up.
And look, this rotation just changes so much than what we saw earlier. People are going to start getting eliminated. Yes, we saw that one death, but this is one of those pacings that we see in a game where, yes, not that many deaths happen at first, but we are going to see an absolute powder keg. This one is going to go very crazy very soon.
We're going to see a lot of close range engagements too, especially if it pulls towards this H residential POI. Typically the circle finishes outside of a POI, but if this stays in play long enough, we're going to see some breaching plays, we're going to see some shotgun battles, we're going to see a lot of up close and personal, we're going to see some gas nades come out to try and flush people out of these buildings. It could be quite the sight.
Well, if I was a player here and I saw that kill feed, knowing the same thing that you know, that it might be a lot of these close range fights, I'm probably thrilled. I am probably beaming from ear to ear at the fact that Benny Boy is one of the first ones to be taken out. So good at that play style. First, though, we need to put our attention onto CLG because they're getting absolutely slaughtered here. This car could just explode with everyone inside. They know that they need to get out. You can see the players trying to jump out. Oh, nah, going to be able to take out Da FPS out for revenge after they do lose Benny Boy. Calsey going to try to return some fire, and you can see that he is stumped, though. Doug is raw, going to be able to find Flamehopper. What can Calsey do? Grimmy Bear going to go down. Nightwalker going to be the only other person walking right now with this squad. Another explosion comes in, and Calsey can't even call for help at this point.
No, he's not going to be able to get much help here. Set to destroy on one side, Rogue on the other. Set to destroy, actually on both sides. Set to destroy, closing them in. Impact, though, Blank going to come through and steal that elimination away, taking down Nightwalker. Then Ana finally going to finish off CLG. Calsey going to go down. CLG, first one eliminated in round number 2.
But ultimately, Set to Destroy X make the best of a bad situation. They make me kind of eat my words. I'm saying, hey, look, you don't want to be down Benny Boy when you're going to have these close range fights. They probably know that as well. They say, let's take some of these kills. Let's get some points on the board before we even get to those close range fights. Now, finally, Set to Destroy X starting to heat up. One of the most dominant teams in the league that has been struggling in our past few rounds. Will they be able to find their footing here once again? This is the same amount of eliminations that they got in the first round, and 68 players still remaining, 14 squads still remaining. CLG going to be the first one sent off the stage here, now on board with Rogue from LG. LG, how has this team looked for you? We talked about how this was a team that had a slow start. Have they started to really do the work that we need to see them do?
They need to pick it up just a little bit. We've seen them do fairly well throughout the weeks. They've definitely been one of those more roller coaster teams where they started off really weak, able to pull it back, but now they've kind of been, as I just said, roller coastering. They've had a high week, a low week, a high week, a low week. They need to get some consistency in there and get a couple good weeks, and they really only got this match or this round and then next week's match.
That honestly sounds like my love life, and I know how hard it could be to get off that roller coaster. We'll have to see if LG will fare better than I have in the past 26 years.
Well, the last time we watched this happen was during a rehearsal, and Epsilon won that round, and they were doing exactly this in the exact same spot with the car parked inside, both doors open. I don't know if it's as good as a banana, but maybe this is setting something up for Epsilon.
Maybe it will, maybe it will. Back on board with Rogue, trying to get this roller coaster going the right way, but it is going to be Tempo Storm, who's just able to take down Chipsy and Rogue. Their guns look very hot right now. Reptar keeps on collapsing, keeps looking for more. Will they be able to do it, though? It is going to be Tipsy who finds Candyman, finds that opportunity. Well played by Impact Gaming. Now it's Dropped who finds one. Now Sloth going to be a scary player yet again. Tempo Storm getting absolutely lit up here. They got maybe a little bit too aggressive, and they're getting punished for it. Reptar not healthy. 164 beats per minute on that ticker.
Yeah, before you make a play like that, you need to figure out where the other teams are so this exact situation doesn't occur to you. They went in, pushed a team. Good play to try and get some points, but there's two teams on both sides of you, and now you're stuck in a really bad situation, and you end up paying the price for it. Echo Fox dropping one, trying to get away. Sloth's going to roll that vehicle, though, and Impact trying to get some shots down into them. It doesn't look like they ended up taking out Sloth. Now they finally do, but it's going to be at the hands of Stormin from Rogue.
This is exactly what we were talking about. There just isn't enough of an opportunity. There isn't enough space to actually just find safety at all. These teams can just collapse in on each other. You hear the gunfight, you come in, you clean up a few, then somebody hears you, they descend in like a hawk. They're going to be able to send you home. Now we have our 13 top teams. We are trying to get to that top 10. Once we get to the top 10, we hit that 1.25 multiplier range. You basically multiply every kill by 1.25. We know that Tempo Storm's not going to get it. We know that CLG's not going to get it. CLG going to be dropping an absolute brick. 0 points for them. Tempo Storm going to have 4 clean. They're not going to have any multiplier. Set to Destroy X currently leading. They're going to have 4 players. They're going to have 4 points. Will that be enough to carry them through? There are quite a lot of teams right now, like Epsilon, like Gangstars, like Impact Gaming, like, I mean, look, just so many teams that have full man advantage here.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we were talking about and thinking that everybody's going to be in one spot. They are. They're all in H1Z, and we've got shots coming in on Noble from multiple sides here. Noble trying to back up and get out of here, but it looks like it's Set to Destroy out here on the right side, trying to make a press on them. Obey Alliance going to get some eliminations back in H1Z on Alliance.
This is just an absolute slaughter.
Obey Alliance, eliminating Alliance.
Getting tagged up just quite a bit. Now it's going to be Cole J right to the gas. Will he be able to find those members of Obey Alliance? He tries to run on out, but he runs straight into his doom, runs straight into the shotgun. It is going to be C-Class who takes him down. Now behind a tree looking for more, but it is going to be, oh, the explosion comes in. An absolute Kobe. That is going to keep Class up in a gunfight which looked absolutely unwinnable. He just goes for that Hail Mary. It connects. He finds it. Now the action just not going to stop. We're on board with Spirits, looking at Epsilon. Long-range fight. Doug is raw, stuck right in between that engagement, watching those bullets zoom on through. Set to Destroy X. Prodigy Aces going to be eliminated. 1 player left for this squad. They only have 4 points. They may see a repeat performance.
Yeah, there might be a repeat from the last match at 4. Prod going down is always something you don't want to lose, but once you're down to only 2 people, it's not really... he's not helping out all that much anyways. You're down to 2 bodies. The majority of people have 5 up. They're also split. Look at where Doug is compared to where we just saw Prod go down. So you have 2 up, but you're basically playing solo each.
Maybe they've gotten a little bit too cocky here. Doug is raw, though, are leading eliminator so far in the tournament with 33 before we even touched ground here. Will he be able to prevent this from being an absolute week of shambles for this squad? If he can at least stay alive after 2 more teams get eliminated, they're going to be able to jump up a little bit, probably get an extra elimination with that 1.25 multiplier. But even that for Doug is raw may be a tall order. You can see him inside of that gas. When he runs out, what will he find? Rogue having hot barrels right now. And now we jump on board with Spirits just in time. Shotgun fight. Apex, Shay, and both going to go down. Radar going to be the one to clean up Spirits. This could be really good, though, for Set to Destroy X. Only one more team needs to fall. Epsilon going to trade here with LG and IG. Ultimately, this is the top 10, and we will see just that happen. Douglas Raw stays alive. Actually, Douglas Raw actually went down. Didn't even catch that one off screen. Oh, no, he makes it to the top 10. He actually gets that 1.25.
Yeah, I think that's going to end up leaving them with 5 points total at the end with that modifier on there. Now, we see this play from Vitality. This was a really rough style of building for them to be in before. We saw them holding down the building in the last match, and they got pressed. They took a couple with them, but they ultimately get eliminated as Obey Alliance starts getting eliminated elsewhere on the map. It looks like they're pinched somewhere between C9 and Echo Fox.
Okay, Obey Alliance right now. Will they be able to get any more points on the way out? It's pretty clear. Class has already navigated through some pretty impossible situations. Vago going to be able to take out FJ from Epsilon. Epsilon going to be exiting with 5 points, and Sheesh is going to get the Kobe, and that's the return. We saw Class stay alive with the Kobe. Now he's going to be taken out by one. At the end of the day, you feel pretty good with that. Rogue, though, reigning supreme right now. 6 eliminations and going to have 5 people alive. I almost died up on the main stage. My chair almost just tipped over.
Yeah, I just looked over. I thought you did die for a second there.
That's why you don't sit on the edge of your seat, but that's exactly what we're doing, folks. Yogi got to get the helmet knocked off. Instantly gets it on. Going to go back inside the building, trying to stay alive. It's just him and JP2. Only 2 players going to be up for that squad. You can see LG does have 5. If they get alive for 2 more teams, if they can stay alive, they're going to increase their multiplier. Drop gets dropped out of nowhere. Cloud9, sneaky plays coming out of them. Now it is going to be Gangstars who finds another kill. Who will manage to make it to the top 5 in this week number 9? Only 1 week going to be left after this.
Casper just ate the good portion of a nade, and the smoke or the gas is now released. It's coming in on him. He's down to 1 shot. He's gonna get found. He goes down. Stormin ends up taking out Huskers.
GSM got absolutely annihilated. That was the craziest kill feed I think we've ever seen. Now it's going to be Echo Fox grabbing that steering wheel. They are going to be tied with Rogue now, both with 3 players, both with 7 eliminations. Now it is going to be Cloud9 who starts to light up the leaderboard once again. Gangstar's going to be able to take out Stormin. Vitality's Clem gets taken out. Now Prox, one of those players we said could be so scary, going to be able to take out Riki from Rogue. We have our top 5 teams, Jason. Echo Fox seems to be in a very good place here with 8 eliminations. They want to get that 2x multiplier. Gangstars, they're going to be pinned in this building here, and already Rogue coming in looking for some sneaky plays. Prox going to be able to find another one. It's going to be a member of Cloud9. Cloud9 now going to have 3 players and 3 eliminations. Just look, everybody's tagged up. The building's literally on fire. They are dancing alone in this building as it burns down. Who will stay up? It's going to be Chappie, who pulls the kill down on Sweet Dreams, is going to be Flanker. Gangstars just lighting up the kill feed, looking phenomenal here. Echo Fox only having 1 player up. Gangstars looking really good, trying to eliminate all of Echo Fox.
Echo Fox getting lit up here. Prox barely holding on, but he's got somebody flanking around on him. Chappie looking to get that elimination. Prox takes the fight for a moment there, but dips immediately back into the smoke. C9 making the press. They're going to find a couple shots into him. Can't get the finish. Prox going to come through, take down Chappie with the shotgun. Now has everybody on one side of him. He's no longer getting flanked from 2 sides. They're going to split to try and get the angle, and they're going to lose 1 as they take down Prox. Last player up for C9. Going to be Frex, and here comes the press from Gangstars as they close out the end of that round.
They close out that round convincingly as well. Really well played by Gangstars, and you can see them employing some very interesting strategies as well. Keep in mind, this was the team that has been down to innovate even in these later portions of our Pro League. This was the squad that said, okay, we're going to drop right down on people, see if it works. It didn't work. They employed some new strategies. They managed to win here by just 1 point. A great game by Echo Fox, a great game by Rogue as well. We're starting to see a few of these middle of the pack teams really jump up on the leaderboard, and look at Set to Destroy X. They get 1 additional point.